For decades, we treated the human brain like a ticking clock that was slowly winding down. The assumption was simple. As you get older, your focus inevitably shatters, your processing speed drops, and your memory fades. But modern neuroscience has completely destroyed that assumption. The reality of neuroplasticity shows us that your brain is not a decaying, static object. It is a highly dynamic, living ecosystem that is constantly reshaping itself based entirely on the specific chemical and physical inputs you give it. Change the inputs, and you physically change the brain. You can literally force it to build fresh neural pathways, increase its volume, and operate with the speed and clarity you thought you left behind in your 20s. By the end of this video, you will learn the exact evidence-based methods to upgrade your brain's hardware, dramatically boost your daily focus, and armor your memory against age-related decline. We are going to start with the simplest, lowest-effort nutritional shifts that yield incredibly reliable results, and then move to the heavy hitters that require a bit more sweat but offer the most profound cognitive transformations. Let's dive right in. Building the foundation. The nutrient baseline. Imagine trying to build a massive, complex skyscraper, but your supply trucks keep failing to deliver the mortar. It doesn't matter how good your blueprints are. The walls are going to crumble. That is exactly what happens to an aging brain when it lacks foundational nutrients, specifically B vitamins and omega-3 fatty acids. For a long time, standard multivitamins and baseline supplements were dismissed as unnecessary. However, independent clinical researchers have proven that closing small nutritional gaps is critical for preserving brain volume. A landmark clinical trial conducted at the University of Oxford, known as the VitaCog study, demonstrated this beautifully. Researchers took older adults suffering from mild memory issues and gave them high doses of specific B vitamins like B6, B12, and folic acid over a 2-year period. The results were stunning. The human brain naturally shrinks as we age, but the participants who received the targeted B vitamins saw their rate of brain shrinkage slow down by up to 50% compared to the placebo group. The researchers discovered that these vitamins drastically lower the levels of an amino acid in the blood called homocysteine. High homocysteine acts like a wrecking ball to your blood vessels and brain tissue. By lowering it with standard, easy-to-find B vitamins, the participants essentially reinforce their brain's structural integrity. Ensuring you have a baseline of high-quality B vitamins and omega-3s is the absolute easiest daily habit you can build to stop cognitive decay before it starts. The brain's high-speed network, maximizing choline. Think of your brain as a massive, bustling corporate office. If the internet goes down, it doesn't matter how brilliant the employees are. No work gets done because nobody can communicate. In your brain, the molecules responsible for that rapid-fire communication are neurotransmitters, and the most important one for learning and memory is acetylcholine. To make acetylcholine, your body desperately needs a nutrient called choline. Unfortunately, a vast majority of the adult population simply does not get enough of it. Choline does two massive jobs. First, it acts as the raw material for that acetylcholine, ensuring your neurons can fire messages back and forth at lightning speed. Second, it maintains the structural walls of your brain cells. Think of choline as a highly trained bouncer at a VIP club. It forms a robust cell membrane that keeps toxins out while letting essential nutrients and fast electrical signals pass through smoothly. The clinical evidence backing choline is phenomenal. Researchers from the famous Framingham Heart Study, a massive long-term project spanning decades, analyzed the dietary habits and brain health of thousands of individuals. They subjected these participants to rigorous memory testing and MRI brain scans. The data revealed that individuals with higher choline intake not only performed significantly better on memory and cognitive tests, but their MRI scans showed much healthier brain tissue with far fewer markers of biological aging. Getting more choline is incredibly straightforward. The most potent, bioavailable source is whole eggs. Incorporating just 2 large eggs into your daily routine provides a massive surge of choline. If you are plant-based or avoid eggs, you can source it from roasted soybeans, quinoa, or cruciferous vegetables like broccoli. Upgrading your choline intake is like swapping out an old dial-up modem for high-speed fiber optics. The ultimate pressure washer, deep pigment flavonoids. As your brain metabolizes energy every single day, it generates byproducts. Over the years, oxidative stress and mild inflammation start to accumulate in the brain's microscopic blood vessels. Imagine hard water leaving calcium deposits in your plumbing. Eventually, the pipes narrow, the pressure drops, and the system struggles. Your brain needs a biological pressure washer to clear out that oxidative rust, and the best tool for the job is deep pigment berries. Berries, specifically dark ones like blueberries and blackberries, are packed with powerful compounds called anthocyanins. These are the organic pigments that give the fruit its deep blue and purple colors. But they do far more than look pretty. These specific flavonoids have the rare ability to cross the blood-brain barrier. Once inside, they aggressively hunt down free radicals, reduce inflammation, and stimulate better blood flow to the areas of the brain that handle executive function and recall. Harvard researchers tracked the dietary habits of over 16,000 women as part of the nurses' health study. Over a period of years, they regularly tested the women's cognitive performance. The researchers found an incredible pattern. The women who consumed the most berries, averaging just 1 to 2 half-cup servings per week, delayed their cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years, compared to those who rarely ate them. You do not need to eat pounds of exotic fruit to get this benefit. A simple handful of fresh or frozen blueberries mixed into a morning smoothie or bowl of oatmeal provides more than enough anthocyanins to actively clear the microscopic pathways of your brain, allowing for highly efficient oxygen delivery. The biological construction crew. Moderate aerobic exercise. Now we reach the intervention that requires the most physical effort, but delivers the most jaw-dropping structural changes to your brain. If you want to physically remodel your mind, nothing compares to steady-state aerobic exercise. For a long time, the scientific consensus was that humans were born with a set number of brain cells, and once they died off, they were gone forever. We now know that is entirely false. Through a process called neurogenesis, your brain can birth brand new neurons, specifically in the hippocampus, the master control center for learning and memory. But these new cells don't just appear out of nowhere. They need a powerful chemical signal to grow. That signal is a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. Think of BDNF as a biological construction crew and architectural blueprint rolled into one. When BDNF floods your system, it builds new neural pathways, thickens the ones you already have, and creates a highly adaptable, resilient brain. Clinical researchers at the University of British Columbia conducted trials specifically looking at how we can trigger this BDNF flood. They discovered that regular, moderate-intensity aerobic exercise, the kind that gets your heart pumping and makes you break a light sweat, significantly boosts the physical size of the hippocampus. Resistance training and balance exercises are wonderful for your body, but the researchers found they did not yield the same specific brain-boosting results as aerobic work. To unleash this construction crew in your own mind, you don't need to run a marathon. The goal is to elevate your heart rate to roughly 65% to 75% of its maximum capacity for about 30 to 40 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. Whether you choose brisk walking on an incline, cycling, swimming, or using a rowing machine, the consistent elevation of your heart rate is the exact trigger your brain needs to release BDNF and physically reverse the biological clock. You now have the exact blueprint to actively rebuild your mind and stay sharp. Which of these daily habits are you going to start first? Let me know down in the comments below, and please leave a like if you found this helpful. See you next time.